Hi, I'm Shenae.
And I'm Nita, and today we're talking all about art. Now, not the welding, not the Noah's Ark, and definitely not pirates, sorry. We're talking all about arced blades in the Silky Saw range. Today we're talking all about arced. Now, no, it wasn't the welding kind, or the Noah's Ark, or the pirates, sorry. We're talking about arced blade in the Silky Saw handsaw range. But more specifically, the Bigboy folding saw and the Natanoko. Oh, sorry, Shenae's got it taken over.
Natanoko.
Oh, Natanoko 2000. I'm very bad at stealing somebody else's lines, aren't I?
That's okay.
Okay, so back to the saws.
I forgive you.
So, Bigboy 2000.
Natanoko 2000.
Why are we talking about these two saws? Well, often there are so many saws in the Silky range, people will ask us one, which is the best quality, and also why would you pick one over the other?
Yes.
Now, why are we talking about these two?
Because they both have the arced blade to it. So it's a cross between a straight blade and a curved blade. So the best of both worlds, basically.
So not perfectly straight, but not really curved. It's just this really soft bend to it, which, as Shenae said, best of both worlds, because it will work efficiently on an angle, but it will also work very efficiently straight in front of you at that waist height sort of zone. So yeah, very comparable. So basically, if you have an application that you've deemed, look, the Bigboy 2000 is going to fit my needs perfectly, you also will want to look at the Natanoko 2000, because that's going to be able to do basically the same thing as your Bigboy. So we're going to give you the breakdown as to the differences between these two saws. Yep. So, Shenae, does the Natanoko 2000 have a bigger tooth than the Bigboy 2000?
No, it doesn't. They both have the 6.5 teeth per 3 centimetres.
Cool. So if you're measuring 3 centimetres, there's 6.5 teeth per 3 centimetres, and that's exactly the same with both of these.
Correct.
Great. What about the curve of the blade, so the width of the blade? Does the Natanoko 2000 have a wider curve?
No, they both have the exact same curve of 1.4.
Excellent. Okay. So that curve means the strength.
Yes.
So the ability for that blade to withstand bending pressure and not break and not split. So that means these are both very, very strong blades, which is great.
Yes.
What about the weight of these two saws?
There's
Is
difference.
the Bigboy the Natanoko 2000 lighter or heavier than this one?
It is slightly heavier. So the Natanoko weighs 465 grams.
Okay.
And the Bigboy 2000 weighs 405 grams.
Ah, so about 60 grams lighter, your Bigboy folding 2000. Okay, so we found a difference. Not a huge difference, but there is a difference. So Bigboy's a bit lighter than the Natanoko 2000. What about the design of the tooth? Is it a different tooth design?
No, they have the exact same tooth style or design, basically.
All right. What about the length of the blade?
The difference, another difference.
Different.
The Bigboy 2000 has a 36 centimetre blade, and the Natanoko 2000 has a 33 centimetre blade.
Okay, so a 3 centimetre difference. Now that is important to consider, because when you have a longer blade, that means your cutting will be faster, won't it? So in one stroke, you get more teeth going through the material you're cutting. There is a downside to that though, isn't there?
There is a downside to that. So the longer the blade is a lot harder to control, especially if you're not used to using a Japanese saw.
Yes, so you do have a slightly higher chance of breaking longer blades. This is obviously different to the Natanoko 2000 in that it's a folding saw. So the blade, when you press this lever, folds down into the handle, and it's protected and safe and secure. So with the Natanoko, because that's a fixed saw, does that mean it's going to blunt and easy because that's going to roll around in the ute or the toolbox, or cut my hand when I put my hand into my backpack?
Hope not. But it does come with a scabbard, and it has the special locking system where it clicks in, and hopefully it won't fall out if you click it in correctly.
Yeah, so this white screw here, that actually locks into the scabbard here, doesn't it? So
yes,
it's nicely protected.
Yep, and
Right.
it's quick and easy out as well.
Now, the Bigboy 2000, they've put a hole in the handle here, so you can put a D-clip or string or rope or something through that if you wanted to hang it on your the eyelet of your pants or on your backpack, or you could thread it through the molly. I hope I'm saying it right. On your backpack. What is there anything you can do with an Natanoko in that sort of way?
With the Natanoko 2000, it has the loop at the top of the belt strap, so you can hook it through your belt of your pants, or you can hook a D-clip through the little circle up the top there, strapped to your harness or wherever you decide.
So it's got lots of options for attachment as well, in the case or out of the case. Okay, so both of the saws have attachment options, so you wouldn't sort of be picking one or the other necessarily over that. Would the Natanoko 2000 be as strong as my Bigboy 2000 as far as, you know, holding the blade, damaging the handle or the blade?
The Natanoko is slightly stronger because being a fixed saw as well, the blade does continue going on through the handle, as with the Bigboy, it just is holding on with a screw.
Yeah, so because it's a folding saw, it's going to pivot, isn't it, on that screw?
Yes.
So the other thing actually, when looking at this pivoting, the Bigboy also has the second setting here, which is quite cool. We've mentioned it numerous times before with some of the folders, but that's your sort of standard setting for a hand saw when it's when it's a folder. But the Bigboy has the option, if you press the release lever, it locks into that second setting, which just allows you to have the handle on a different angle. Now you can't do that, can you, with a fixed saw, because the handle is fixed, as the name suggests.
Yes, it's not as cool.
Not in that sense, but it's cool in other ways.
It is.
So with the handle itself, the Bigboy has a very long handle, obviously, because it has to house a long blade. Now the upside of that is I can comfortably put two hands on that handle, so very easily use the saw with two hands. Now with Silkies you don't have to push very hard. In fact, if you do push really hard, it will make cutting harder. You'll blunten your teeth faster, so don't push hard on it because it's really counterproductive. But if you do have, say, a big log that you're trying to get through, sort of what we did on the survival video, a really hard, dead, dry bit of wood, you kind of fatigue. Well, I did. So that was handy to be able to sort of have two hands helping out there. So that's when a long handle's quite neat, because you can comfortably put those two hands on it. So with the Natanoko 2000,
it is a one-handed saw, as you could say.
Yeah. So there is a benefit with that, isn't there?
Yeah, the benefit to this one is that it's a lot more comfortable to use because the handle is kind of shaped to your hands.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier.
Well, that pistol grip, I think they call it.
Yeah, pistol grip.
Yeah. So this has to be straight, so it can't have that beautiful curved sort of comfort to the hand, whereas your fixed saw like the Natanoko can.
They do both have the special gum rubber handles as well, so it's very...
Gives that superior grip, absorbs vibration, very comfortable to use, and far more user-friendly than a harder material. So not plastic, they don't use plastic, it's a special rubber that is perfect for a hand saw application, so both of these saws have that.
Yes, they are.
So basically, if you were wanting a big saw that's going to cut a variety of timbers, but it's kind of quite robust, not too big a tooth, but a hardened tooth. Actually, does the Natanoko 2000 have a hardened tooth?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so both of these saws have a hardening process on the tips of the teeth only, which give that really long-lasting life of the blade. Yep. So the only reasons you would maybe be picking between these is a weight issue. This one's lighter, a little bit heavier. Comfort of being able to have that comfortable handle.
Yes.
The scabbard for the Natanoko does have a little bit of an advantage that you have a few more options with attachment.
Yep.
And length, the Bigboy is a longer blade, so if length is important, you want to go Bigboy. I think that's about the difference. Yeah. So, breaking it down, I want a really long blade. You're going to go Bigboy 2000.
So if you want a strong, comfortable saw, you go to Natanoko 2000.
That's right, because otherwise, they're very, very similar. And if you just can't decide, well then don't stress. They're both amazing. You're going to love them both. Just
so get both.
I'm like, just pick one. She's like, get both. Okay, sorry, I'm a bad salesperson. Get both. So we hope that's helped, hasn't confused you. These are both very, very similar saws, but one is the folder, one is the fixed. And we're going to do a little tiny demo next, just to show you what these saws will look like when they're cutting a little bit of wood. And we do, when I say little, it's a little this week because I only have a little skinny one. But anyway, we'll do a couple of cuts with it so you can see what these saws look like in action.
Yes.
So always, always, always start your cut at the handle, never at the tip. Always.
So I've just compared the Bigboy 2000 and the Natanoko 2000, and personally my preference was the Natanoko 2000. Just having more control over the blade, and you can feel the strength with every stroke on your pull, just makes the world of difference. But still great, both still incredible saws, just depending on what you're using it for.
Yeah, and I concur. I felt a little bit unco with the Bigboy 2000. It's a great saw and great for reach if you need high reach.
Yeah.
But as far as control goes, I felt like I was in so much more control with the Natanoko 2000. But hey, it might just be a girl thing.
I think that is pretty much it for us this week.
Yeah, that wraps up this week's video.
Yes, if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any questions or inquiries, please comment. But yeah, as we please, like away.
Yeah, and next week we're going to be breaking down the difference between smaller saws within our range. So the F180s and the Pocket Boys. Why would you pick one over the other? We're going to try and help make that a little bit easier and give you the specs on those saws so that when you're choosing next, as Shenae said, you could just get both, or you can watch the video and figure out which is going to be better for you and your needs. See you next week.
See ya.
Have a great one.